Hello and welcome back to Up the Villa podcast and welcome to Premier League predictions game week 2. Let's go Villa fans. So many of you joined our brand new concept last week, fully interactive score prediction game. You all absolutely loved it. There's so many of you in the table. I can confirm that I'm not bottom, so that is going quite well as well. So I think on Sunday, I predicted both results bang on. So that climbed me up the table a little bit. But if we have a little look at the table and see who's at the top after game week 1, we have Derek Hewlett on 16 points and Martin on 16 points. Don't know whether some of you have got the same name. So if you want to change your name, just go into your account and you can put your surname. So if there's two of the same people, you might be thinking you're at the top, but you might be at the bottom. So there's a Gary and a Steve. So maybe put your names at the top, so you can change your name. So where am I? Then I think I'm on 9 points. I'm in 48th place. If we have a look at who's bottom, Ryan's bottom on 0. So I think there must be over 300 of us so far. So you can join. It's not a closed shop. If you want to start playing, then it's not too late to do so. You can easily catch up from that top anyway. So you just go on our website, Up the Villa Podcast, go on Social Hub and find the score prediction section, and that's how you can enter. So let's crack on then and let's do our score predictions then for this game week. So first up, we have Nottingham Forest at home against Sheffield United. This is where Forest look like they've got to get some points, as always, at home. I don't think they played that bad at the Emirates. I was very bemused at why Cooper started Brennan Johnson up top with Gibbs White out wide. For me, that partnership just wasn't working at all. They were camped in, they were defending with a mid-block, which I thought was quite good. But I just felt like first half, there was no options, was there? The ball was going into, Brennan Johnson, and he just couldn't have no hold-up play. And I just felt like they needed to play with a striker. Brennan Johnson missed that massive chance to make it 1-0 to Forest. And then, when they brought the big lads up on top, they started to get some joy and started creating chances. So towards the end of the game, Forest were sort of knocking at the door. So I felt like Forest played quite well in that game when they brought the strikers on. At home, I think you're going to go with a Forest win. So I think Forest are going to get their first points of the season. So I'm going to go with a 2-1 Forest win. Let's turn our attention then to Saturday. We have got Fulham at home against Brentford. Brentford had a good 2-2 draw against Spurs. Fulham had a decent victory away at Everton. I felt like Everton were quite unlucky in that game. So Everton at home. Mitrovic looks like he's going to be on his way. I don't think Fulham played that well last week, if I'm being honest. Brentford did well without Tony, so that shows that they're still going to be a threat. So I'm going to go with another draw in this game. Liverpool at home against Bournemouth. I'm going to go with a solid Liverpool home victory. And I think when you're at home, first sort of time being at home, there's that feel-good factor. Hopefully Villa are going to be able to feel that factor as well when we play our game. Wolves played very, very well against United. I think my worry with Wolves would be is, can they play any better than that? My answer would be, I don't think they can. They created so many chances. They played so well. Their midfield was working really well. And I just don't think they can play any better than that. And they're still lost. And it feels like how I felt supporting Villa like a few years ago. You play well and lose. And it's infuriating because you sort of, as a fan base, you start saying, oh, next game will be better. Next game, if we play like that. But to reach those levels, it's so difficult to do so. So a Brighton side coming to the Molineux who play really good football. Tactically, are very, very good. I don't rate Gary O'Neill as a tactician. I think as a galvanizer and as a motivator, yes. But when it starts getting nitty-gritty with tactics, I think he'll start to be undone. And that was where a lot of Bournemouth fans felt like was his problem last season at Bournemouth, that he tried to evolve and tried to do certain things and it just wouldn't work. And I think coming up against De Zerbi, I think it's going to be a Brighton victory. So I'm going to go Brighton 2-1 in this game. I think Brighton started well against Luton and they sort of carried on what they were doing for last season as well. And they've got Pedro up top, they've got Ferguson and Ciso didn't start. So I think Brighton will have too much for Wolves. And I'm still slightly worried about Wolves because it might sound weird that they played well in their last game, but they've got to reach those levels again. And I'm not sure whether they're going to be able to do so at home against Brighton. Spurs against United is a very strange one. I think United were quite poor against Wolves, so I'd be looking for them to improve. Spurs at home, Postecoglou's first home game, decent point away at Brentford. I think they're going to nick this, you know. I think Spurs are going to nick this. I've just got a funny vibe at home. They're going to nick it. And I think Son's going to have a big game. Now, this one, I don't like. And it's not the fixture that I don't like. It's the time of it that I don't like. 8 o'clock on a Saturday evening. What's that all about? Where's this fixture come from? You know, this is on TNT Sport, I think, so all BT Sport. And yes, maybe it was meant to be at 12:30, but we can't be playing football at 8 o'clock on a Saturday night, can we? You know, we've even got those ones on a Saturday now, on a Sunday, sorry, at 8 o'clock as well. There's got to be a cut-off time for me. And I think, yes, we can play late games midweek. I like those ones. But this one's just really weird. And I don't like the timing of it, to be fair. City coming off the back of a Super Cup win. Less we say about Newcastle's result against Villa, the better. We've done that one to death now. I think Newcastle can get something out of this. And I think Newcastle can win this game. And I'm going to go with a 2-1 Newcastle win. I think City coming off the back of that win, I think lineup-wise, I don't think City are fully there on where they want to be and what they want to look like. And I think Newcastle will be able to do some damage at the Etihad. And there might be a little bit of a hangover from that game on Wednesday for Manchester City. And I'm going to go with a 2-1 Newcastle win. Sunday, let's go. Let's go, Villa fans. 3-1 Villa victory. I'm not going to go too much in detail because I've done a lot on this channel already. So you know my prediction from the game, from the whole week of match preview, predicted lineup, etc. This one, I think, is going to be Pochettino's first. We're doing 3. What are we going with here? I'm going to go 2-1. 2-1 Chelsea. There was parts that I liked against Liverpool for Chelsea and parts that I felt defensively on another day Liverpool should have won that game. West Ham, I'm still not feeling West Ham at the minute. I think signing-wise, I need to see more. And I think Chelsea will be too vibrant and will have a little bit too much for West Ham. So that's what I've gone with in that fixture. Have we got Monday Night Football? Yes, we have. We've got Monday Night Football again. And I'm going to go with a 3-0 victory. Such bad news for Timber. I really like the look of him. I thought he looked really, really good. But watching that game, what was Arteta doing with Timber? How many times did Timber go down with an injury? I think he went down twice before half time, and they took him to half time, which is sort of thinking sometimes managers do that if they're feeling okay. Just get to half time, we'll assess them at half time. But when me and Josh were watching that game in Newcastle, and we were like, Timber's come out, and we were like, what is he doing? He came out and he's done his ACL now. I cannot believe Timber came out for that second half. So I think it was poor management from Arteta to send him back out. Could it have been avoidable? We don't know what was the damage before half time, but it wasn't to the significance that it is now. So I think he was poorly managed in that game, and it's just a massive blow. I mean, how many injuries have we seen now to this extent? I think Arsenal look good. I liked the shape of their team. I like what they were trying to do. Need to move the ball a bit quicker. Palace, if Elise is going to Chelsea, Zaha's gone. I think their team's been decimated with some decent quality. So I'm going to go with an Arsenal victory. So those are my predictions. I am going to lock them in. They're all done. Hopefully I can climb the table. And hopefully you guys are enjoying playing at home. It's free to play. It gives us an opportunity to talk about certain teams as well. And maybe we can get some guests on doing these predictions as well and get a little bit more creative with it. But don't forget to do your predictions, because if you forget, you're going to be at a loss for the next week. So it's important that you keep watching these episodes to do your predictions. So yes, Villa fans, football fans, if there are football fans that are now tuning in to this concept, get your scores in, and then we'll see how we're doing after this game week. So thank you, everybody who's playing along. If you're enjoying it, drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and up the Villa.